Live from the WMTV studios, your news authority. NBC 15 News at 5 starts now.
Now at 5, local officials weigh in on President-elect Donald Trump's decision to overturn the Affordable Care Act and the significant impact Wisconsin residents could feel. Plus, a man accused of killing a co-worker at a group home is now facing even more charges. And a new medical report reveals how a toke for your health can be both a blessing and a curse. Hello and welcome to NBC 15 News at 5. I'm Meredith Barrick. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday evening. Another slick early morning commute out there today. Snow covered the frozen roads early this morning, causing delays. But the good news is that the wintry weather is expected to take a break for a few days. Let's check in with meteorologist Brian Dukes to see how long that break will be. Brian?
Hey, Meredith. Yeah, sunshine this afternoon. How nice did that feel? Hopefully you remember to bring those sunglasses as you headed out the door this morning. And we're not really tracking a whole lot right now on SkyTracker HD. Just a few passing clouds, mainly down to the south. Some of those will try and squeeze back to the north, though, as the night progresses. Temperature-wise, cooler, 19 now in Madison. It's 23 in Janesville, 18 in Lone Rock, and 15 in Montello. Winds are out of the west and northwest around 10 miles an hour. That is adding a little bit of a wind chill, now feeling into the upper single digits for most locations. A little bit cooler, closer to 0 as you push off to the north. Evening planner shaping up like this. A slow but steady drop in those temperatures should be into the lower teens come around 9-10 o'clock tonight. Looks to be a very cold night, but overall a rather tranquil end to the week. Your Weather Authority forecasts in just a few minutes. Meredith?
Brian, thanks. Late last night, lawmakers in Washington took the first steps toward repealing the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. What would that mean for Wisconsin? Today, NBC 15's Hannah Flood was at a panel where health professionals and lawmakers discussed the future of the Affordable Care Act in our state.
And I tell people to RELAX. You know, seriously.
That is what Wisconsin health leaders are advising people to do as the nation watches carefully over the future of the Affordable Care Act.
One thing that we should all accept in healthcare these days is that no changes are permanent, but change is.
People like Eric Borgading from the Wisconsin Hospital Association sat on a Wisconsin Health News panel Thursday. Lawmakers and health professionals encouraged the nearly 235,000 people who get insurance through Obamacare in Wisconsin to not worry about losing their coverage yet.
Individuals do not need to worry that their insurance is going to go away this year, but they certainly need to be thinking about what might happen in 2018 and beyond.
Donna Friedsam, who studies health policy at UW-Madison, says it's clear many parts of the Affordable Care Act are not sustainable and will likely be repealed by lawmakers in Washington. But they say it's also clear it's benefiting many Wisconsinites.
What we don't want to see, and I don't think anyone wants to see this, Republicans, Democrats, they all want to maintain the gains we've had in insurance coverage.
In Madison, Hannah Flood, NBC 15 News.
Hannah Flood, thanks. All of the panelists emphasize that lawmakers in Washington will be replacing the Affordable Care Act with something they hope will work better for patients, hospitals, and insurance providers. A Richland County woman was saved by 2 Good Samaritans after she was attacked at a convenience store earlier this week. 29-year-old John Overshiner III of Fitchburg entered D&Z's One Stop on Oak Street in Lone Rock just after 5:30 a.m. on Monday. Authorities say he seemed out of his head. Overshiner reportedly ran behind the counter and attacked the female clerk. The Richland County Sheriff's Office says 2 delivery drivers grabbed him and held him to the ground until deputies arrived. A Madison woman is being charged in 3 different bank robbery incidents. 31-year-old Elisa Harding was first charged with a robbery at the U.S. Bank on Easttown Boulevard. She's now being charged with a robbery at Associated Bank on South Gammon Road and one at Old National Bank on Raymond Road. All 3 of these robberies happened in December. The man accused of killing a woman in a workplace shooting on Madison's east side will be headed to trial. 25-year-old Ali Hassan appeared in court today. Police say he shot and killed a female employee at an East Side Madison group home late last year. He's also accused of shooting another woman at the business. She survived. All three worked for REM Wisconsin, a company that provides housing to disabled adults. He's also facing additional charges, including recklessly endangering safety and arson. Help in easing chronic pain, but potentially upping the risk of severe mental illness. Those are some of the trade-offs from marijuana use, according to a comprehensive new report released this afternoon. Mark Barger has details.
For marijuana's supporters and detractors, today's report offers a split decision.
It doesn't come down strongly for one opinion or another. Like a lot of science, it's very nuanced.
A team of experts appointed by the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine reviewed all research on marijuana published since 1999. That led to nearly 100 conclusions. Among them, that cannabis is effective for the treatment of chronic pain in adults, muscle stiffness and spasms in multiple sclerosis patients, and in easing nausea from chemotherapy.
For people that have one of those conditions that it's likely to be helpful for, I think they can be very hopeful.
But the review also pinpointed marijuana's dangers.
It spells out very clearly that marijuana can be toxic and dangerous to children, and also it's dangerous to the developing adolescent brain.
There's also evidence linking marijuana to a higher risk of developing schizophrenia and other psychosis, as well as depression. The findings come as the number of states voting to legalize recreational marijuana use doubled in 2016, from 4 to 8, along with the District of Columbia. 28 states in the district have legalized it for various medical purposes. Mark Barger, NBC News.
A recent nationwide survey reported more than 22 million Americans aged 12 and over have used marijuana in the past 30 days. 10% of that use was for medical purposes. The rest either recreational or a combination of recreational and medicinal. Coming up on NBC 15 News at 5, do you use organic baby powder for your child? One brand is recalling the powder due to a harmful side effect. We'll tell you more next. Plus, FedEx has paired with a popular pharmacy to bring more drop-off and pickup locations to customers.